What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be diving back on into an old friend because it just got a massive patch. The game in question here today is a game called Archaland. Archaland is the brainchild of, I think, a solo developer. It seems like if it's not a solo developer, it's a very, very small team. But about a year and a half, 2 years ago, they released a demo of this title in which you are a first-person dungeon-crawling adventuring party that lands on the shores of a colonized, I guess, territory, like an island where not very many people live, and you just go on jolly good adventures throughout the realm. Today we're going to be taking a look at the game for about 30 minutes. We're going to see if it's something you wanted to add to your wish list, or if it's one of those games you already have, if it's time to check back in on it. You can find a link to the game down below in the description where you can check that on out. The game did just release a patch that, from what the developer has said, basically tripled the size of the game. He said that roughly the game is up to 50 hours of content playable right now with the release of this most recent patch. And so what better time to jump on in, see if we can find a dungeon, have a little bit of fun, slay some bandits, get some XP, find some fat loot, and see if we can make our fortune. So alongside the link to this game, you'll also find a bunch of other Nerd Castle links just in case you wanted to give those the old clicky down there. But let's head on out into the wilderness, which is obviously what I've been doing the entire time that I've been monologuing at you. I got a notice from a guy over in town that there's a small adventuring guild starting up, and they're looking for new recruits, and it's just outside, like, I guess this gatehouse over here. So we'll wander over that way, we'll see if we can find it, and that'll be the first adventure we go on today, although there are a lot of different tasks that I'm currently on at the moment. This is a continuation of the last party that I played, so the last time that I covered this game, this is the exact same party. I actually loaded that save and I played for like another 4 hours this morning just to get further on into the game so that you wouldn't see things that you had already seen. But dude, there are a lot of tasks and a lot of things to work on inside the confines of this game. It's a very, very easy title to get sucked into, especially if you're a fan of old gold box games or old RPGs. Definitely got a little bit of that old school bent to it, so I would hazard a guess that if you're into anything like Daggerfall or you're into older games like Eye of the Beholder, this one's going to be right up your alley because it is hard, it's brutal, and it's nasty. Now, this looks like the place that the guy called out. He said to follow the eastward road until we see a path and then just head south on that path. I'm going to check around because there is loose loot in this game that just kind of like floats around, and you can occasionally find it in bins and buckets and stuff like that, but I don't know if we're actually going to find anything back here. Okay, that's fine. Doesn't look like there's any treasures that I can snatch, because if there's one thing that adventurers are good at, you know, it's stealing everything that isn't properly nailed down. Even these tongs right here. Is this the guildmaster right here? I mean, these guys kind of look like adventurers. It's a bunch of armed guys inside of a barn, so, you know. The bulky man opens his arms in a friendly gesture and smiles. Welcome to Ralander's Academy of Fine Adventuring. This is the perfect place for training, learning new skills, or even practicing magic. And I am Ralander, the famous explorer. Okay, we actually came here looking for you. Issam gave us a leaflet near Port Galeb. Good old Issam. He has quite an eye for hidden talent, doesn't he? Admission of new students is actually closed for now, but if Issam sent you, I think we can probably work something out. It just occurred to me, would you like to take a lesson for free? It'll work as a test of sorts. After that, we can discuss your enrollment and your fees. Okay, let's start. Fantastic. This right here is a potion of light steps that'll increase your mobility. Drink it, each and every one of you, and then we'll begin with some basic combat training. Okay, well, what'll the lesson be about? Mobility, flanking, surrounding your enemies. That's why the potion's essential. You'll be able to increase your movement, follow all my instructions, and later I can sell you more of those if you end up wanting them at a discount. He grins. We can drink the potion right away, or we can go healing and herbs, because all of your characters have supplementary skills in this game. So we've got a character that's pretty good at alchemy, believe it or not. I had to load a save and scum it because I failed the roll the last time that we did it. This is definitely one of those OG D&D style games that'll let you fail 98% rolls. And so let's give it a go. You examine the vial and realize it's belladonna, a narcotic. Ralander is frowning at your hesitance. If only you could have fallen asleep nicely. Hate getting my hands dirty. Leave us no other option, though. Get 'em, boys! Okay, so apparently this was all a giant trap orchestrated by the guy at the front side of the gate. We started out pretty much flanked on every single side. Fighting inside buildings can be a little bit of a headache inside of this game. Oh, and look at that. We started out with our mage isolated by a million different characters. Okay. Not beautiful. Big swing and a miss right there, unfortunately. Fighting inside buildings can be a little bit of a headache in this game because they don't have any real type of, like, occlusion or anything put inside the game that will allow you... Oh, my God, they're opening strong on us, dude. Okay, so you heal over here. Just get him back on his feet real fast. Okay, attack going out that way. The game does swap over to a strategy RPG configuration once you get yourself into combat, and so you're not always going to be in first-person perspective in this game. There we go. Drop one of them, and then if I can get somebody into position over here, I think we can recover this. Unfortunately, with the locked camera angle right there, I can't see a damn thing that's going on. Doesn't look like there's an option to give myself a better perspective either. Okay, so with 44% chance to hit over here, I can add an extra AP to maybe get a higher chance. There we go. Just stun that guy so we don't have to worry about him for a turn or so. And then I'll come down here. Yeah, you square off against my actual barbarian. My party at the moment is comprised of 4 different characters. I have a thief, who's this little goblin guy in the middle. I have myself a kind of like a squire, like a knight, I guess. That's going to be this guy in the back. And then we've got ourselves a priestess, and then we've got ourselves a minotaur barbarian. And I just love the fact that they let you have minotaurs in this game. Minotaurs, one of my favorite fantasy races by far. You keep throwing out heals. Step over to there to make room for the knight, I guess. We are going to have to brawl a little bit over here, I think. Although I'd rather not. He gets like 3 attacks per turn, but we've only got 40% accuracy. The good news is he's got a magical flaming dagger that deals a ton of extra damage whenever it lands. And so hopefully we can get something done here. Really, starting out surrounded like this is going to be the main problem that we have to contend with. And with 52% accuracy right there, I don't know if I want to re-stun him or if I want to go after this guy. Let's add an AP just for accuracy's sake. We got a 54 or a 62 right there. See if you can get him with it, I guess. Like a little bit of damage off to clear the chaff that we're putting up with inside this fight. He's stunned, so he's going to miss his turn. That guy's going to attack from behind. This game does have a well-developed flanking system. I don't know if you noticed, but little arrows will appear around people's feet whenever they've been struck by an enemy. That means that you are now engaged with that enemy until the start of your next turn. And if anybody attacks you from a direction that's on those little directional arrows, it's going to be not so great for you. I need her to be fighting in one direction. If we can make that happen, it would be beautiful. You go over here. Ugh, dude, I need this guy to die. I need him to die real bad because they're focus firing my barbarian like crazy. I think my barbarian has like the lowest dodge chance out of everybody. If she can move to there. There we go. All right, that guy's been effectively dropped, and now I just have to hope that our mana holds out on our healer until we finish off Big Dog over here because he's actually the problem. Okay, a big miss right there is fine. Lost my rogue, unfortunately, but that's the way she goes. Throw a heal over there to Melissa. And then you, if you can finish up over here, there you go. That's the good stuff. So basically, I just need to surround and pound this guy, although I don't know what his HP is looking like right now. Arrows out for 1 damage, that's fine. 3 damage right there. I'm guessing that Melissa, unfortunately, has like the lowest dodge out of everybody. Oh, he resisted the stun on that one, huh? That's kind of unfortunate. Was hoping he would not resist that stun. If she goes down, we got big problems. I can probably... So move over to here, I guess. And then you move in and get behind him. That way, when we actually smack him with an attack, it's going to reface him around, so somebody's getting like a guaranteed hit over here. Let's increase our accuracy, and I'll probably go for Crushing Blow again, just to maximize my chances of hitting. He should be faced properly now for this guy to be in behind him and get like 2 free hits on him. We've got 1 heal left, so let's fire that off in order to keep her up and alive. And then over here... oh, never mind. Apparently his turn reset it. That's okay. At least we made contact. That means Melissa can actually smack him in the back with that giant warhammer she's got and hopefully get us a little bit of purchase here. This guy's tougher than I expected him to be for this phase of the game. Big hit with a stun attached to it. All right, so he's officially losing his turn. and that puts us in a much better position, I think, to carry on forward. 4 damage and no damage. Arrows still flying, but archers, honestly, in this game, not that big of a concern. At least not against characters that have very, very heavy armor. Okay, we got him. So now we can turn around and deal with all the problems that are waiting in the wings over here. Everybody get up. That's going to put her in base contact so she can't move without catching an attack of opportunity, which is exactly where we want to be at. 1 damage is nothing to cry about. Crushed her in 1 hit. Like I said, archers, man. Archers not that scary in this game. At least I've never found an archer that I found to be intimidating. They mostly just seem to pepper you with like supplementary annoying damage. And if I go over to here, can I do charge from right there? Target's out of range. All right, whatever. Doesn't matter. Don't need any healing right now. Bludge that one up a little bit. Hey, quest completed the academy, apparently. So I guess it was all just one big nasty lie, but we did get a cool 2-handed sword right there. This blade is unusually sharp for a greatsword and balanced to be easier to handle. I'm not going to pick up too much of the garbage here, I don't think. Just things that I know to be worth money. So we've got a longbow right there. Old bow's not worth anything. Rusty longsword's like $8. The boots are like 15. Iron axe will be worth a little bit more. We'll definitely take the greatsword. He dropped a free suit of brigandine. Unfortunately, nobody in my party can use it right now. Let's bandage the wounds on Scruntley right now. We'll grab that, and I'll probably leave everything else for the birds. But that fight right there is actually going to... Oh, the loot stays there. I've been sort of a fastidious looter the entire time that I've been playing this game, and so I didn't realize I pick up everything every single time something drops, so I didn't realize that loot can stay on the ground for later. But I do like how there's bodies scattered all over the place and whatnot. We should probably go back to town and check in with the guy that gave us the note that sent us out here to our deaths to be murdered inside of a hut after getting roofied. We should probably go investigate that. If he did it to us, we're pretty heavily armed and we have a 9-foot-tall minotaur with us. So if he was willing to pull that on us, who exactly was this guy not willing to pull that shtick on? But for now, the 2-handed sword's actually kind of cool. Melissa, she's kind of specialized in 2-handed crushing weapons, but she's got a level up. Let's take care of that real fast. I can't multi-class until I hit level 3 in my main class, but these are all of the classes that are available inside of the game. Don't get too excited. They're pretty restrictive in terms of which ones you can take. You need to have very specific attributes on a character in order to like take a lot of these classes. So for example, Melissa could become a bodyguard after hitting level 3 of Barbarian. Each time you level up a class, you get special features that are from like a talent roster that you otherwise would not have gotten. On this level up, it looks like she gets Rage, so she gets +2 Strength for 3 rounds. Okay. Yeah, I'll take that. Let's go ahead and level up, and it looks like we get 2 skill points and 4 HP. I can live with that. Let's go for it. And then skill points can be applied to various things that help you out in the game world, whether it be the ability to craft up items when you're at a campsite, or whether it be like athletics to help you climb a rope, or to like push over a boulder or whatever else. The game is quite interactive, and even inside like the opening tutorial, they use that as an opportunity to show you like, hey, you're going to be using all of these sort of passive abilities in order to navigate your way through dungeons and open up new paths, so make sure that you develop those. Did he level up off that one? I mean, it looks like he did. Yeah. So what do you got going on? He's a burglar right now. He's going to get 3 skill points, 2 health points, and an open talent. That's good. Let me take a second, and I'm going to go through all of these random talents and figure out which one I think is going to be the best for him. I personally think that Flanking Expert is probably going to be the best thing that we can take here, just due to the fact that he's a thief and I'm constantly using him to backstab and sideswipe people. And so this makes it so that whenever you're flanking someone, you get the same bonuses as attacking from behind, which is a 15%. It's 15% more chance to hit and a lot more crit too. So I think that should turn him into just an absolute homewrecker. I love this portrait right here, dude. When I think of like a goblin rogue or like a goblin adventurer, I love that they included goblins too. Like this game has a lot of like non-standard races that they've included in the overall kind of assembly of the game that make it kind of stand out and be unique. There's like merfolk, there's goblins, there's minotaurs, a lot of things that you don't normally get to play in other games. I'll probably give him a level of pick lock. I'll probably give him a level of spot secrets. and I'll probably give him a level of disarm traps. Level ups, real simple for a rogue. You know where you're going to be putting down the points. Let me go see if the guy that gave me the quest pamphlet is actually still over by where he handed it off to me. It's a long walk to get back over there, but if he is there, I'm hoping that there's some kind of resolution to the quest. Ah, he is still here. Okay, let's press him for information. I gotta wait for all my fatigue to go away, though. I've been sprinting. Hey there, fellows. No offense meant, but you look like you just fell off the, he pales when he recognizes you. I'm sorry, but I've gotta go. He drops the leaflets and he steps back. You aren't going anywhere except to meet Tall's gaze. How many of you lured to their deaths in that academy? Wait. He raises his hands in fear. I'll make up for it. I have something valuable and magical. You let me go and it's yours. You will never find it without my help. How can we possibly let you go, knowing you'll send more sods off to their death? No, I swear, we just robbed people, but we've never killed anybody. It's just about the gold. Yeah, sure, unless they resist, right? Ralander would have killed us if we gave him the chance. Yeah, I see what you mean. Considering things that way, I now realize the error in my ways and how terribly wrong all of my actions were. Let me go. I'll go far away and I'll live honestly. Sure, we have your word and we'll hold you by it, but of course you can also hand us that magical valuable thing you mentioned, and if that was another lie. He nods frantically. You're doing the right thing. It's right here. He takes a few steps back from the nearby bushes and takes a shiny silver band, which he throws at your feet. You couldn't hand it to me after you tried to have me murdered, bro? I don't know. I feel like we still run him through just in case. Like, maybe I'm a little bit devious. Maybe I'm a little bit chaotic good, but after he gives me the treasure, like, what's stopping us from just, just like shanking him real fast? You pick it up, and indeed it does seem valuable, and when you look up again to Issam, he has disappeared into the shadows. A ring of embers. What does a ring of embers do? Let's see here. +2 fire protection. Not that useful. Unfortunate. I was hoping it would add like 1 or 2 fire damage to each of our attacks. Since we're completely and totally out of mana right now, that doesn't leave us with a lot of utilities to draw on in order to fight any fights that may be coming up in the future of this video. So what I'll do is, I'm going to go rest up, and then we'll resume our adventures right back where we were. I also took a minute while we were out of commission and just kind of resting for a little bit to grab another adventurer. You will occasionally come across other characters that expand your party size outside of the 4 that you create at the beginning of the game. Let me take a second and I'll actually, I think down this way, there's like a cursed valley over here on the right that I wasn't quite sure I was strong enough to deal with it at level 2, but at level 3 with a little bit more accuracy and some extra perks, I may be able to do something over here. So the rough storyline of this area is that there was like a giant battle fought over here between like the people and an invading mercenary army. The people had like a magical horn that was supposed to have a third party come in and help them when they blew on the horn. But when they blew on it, the third party betrayed them and stabbed them in the back and joined the fight to murder them all. And so now the valley's cursed and just coated in undead monstrosities that are walking around. And so I think there was some unresolved business over here. Like, I already did the Necromancer's quest, but how long is it going to take to get my next level? This is definitely, okay, a lot. It's going to be a while until we hit level 4. This is one of those old school D&D games where, like, the level that you can achieve is capped to like 10, you know what I mean? So like there's a considerable amount of advancement between like a level 2 character and like a level 4 character. They are just on different levels in general. I got this next guy though right here, so with 5 guys we may be in better shape. There was a fight over on this side that I couldn't handle while I was in here, and I'm sort of curious if I can handle it now, but we got Skeletors over there. Let's whack them first. Yeah, we'll just take these guys out first so that they don't come in from behind and, like, flonk and sponk us. So you move over to there, and then you definitely want to move up and just start putting a little bit of hatred on these dudes. Just hate a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, I encourage you to be a little bit of a hater. The map does have respawns. It's sort of one of those things that I'm not crazy enthused about. It seems to be like every 2 or 3 days of resting, all the mobs seem to come back in certain spots, I guess. But it is a thing that I've noticed. We've got a big miss right there. Ignore the animations in this game. Like I said, this is the brainchild of someone that's doing the best they can with very limited finances. But it's also clearly a game that's been designed by somebody that knows what they're doing when it comes to making like a satisfying old school RPG. There you go. Get that 8 damage off right there. I gave him the greatsword that we just had drop off that last boss. I just think that having another guy to stand in the front line and get wailed on will help us a whole bunch too. Another one bites the dust. We could battle rage out, but I don't know if I want to do that just yet. He's a little beat up, so go ahead and cast a heal on him, I guess. He's not supposed to be in fights like this. He's supposed to kind of like be around the back causing problems. There we go. That'll work. Now you turn this guy this way, get his attention so that our flankers can get into position. Okay, 3 damage is soakable. We can deal with that. Can't attack from right there. Don't really want to spend any more resources though. And down goes the enemy. We've taken out the skeletons that were beneath us. I don't really want to pick up any of that stuff because it's not valuable. It's all worth like 1 gold coin. So do make sure though, after you clear out little mob packs in this game, it's worth looking around on the ground and stuff, because sometimes you'll find little like coin purses, or you'll find like amulets or something laying around. So it's a good idea. But the fight that I got stuck on was over here. Like, it was a pretty intense fight, but I think with 5 guys we may be able to do something with it. The ghost of a soldier raises his ethereal blade. A distorted, despaired voice echoes in your heads. Mercy and archers here! Impossible. And they're waiting for us right here when we came lightly armed following the Lord Protector's orders. This means we've been betrayed. Sir Vanthas, you corrupt old fool. You'll let your men die and your homeland burn before having your felonies exposed. I swear I'll have my vengeance for this, in this life or another. He charges and you hear creaking noises in the bushes. Alright, let's see what we got going on. Like last time, this guy absolutely starched me because he's got a paralysis weapon, and paralysis in this game is a lot like hold person in D&D. If you're paralyzed, basically every attack against you is like an auto hit, and it's real bad. It's like an auto hit, auto crit. Oh, he missed with everything on his opening turn. Beautiful. Okay, there's the hit with the paralysis, unfortunately. And we didn't get hit right there, though. But they are going to focus on her, like, the entire time they're running around. So I think what we need to do is we need to put, like, a little bit of heat on these guys that are trapping us in. Like, if we can just get a little bit of damage off on them. How much did she take? She took, like, 8. There's so many archers, dude. They're, like, everywhere. They're going to pepper the hell out of us. I don't know if I risk it. I've got full mana. Go ahead and just like, we're not getting, well, she took 8 damage and we heal for 10. The paralysis in this game, it kind of stacks up and it stays on forever, so I don't have any realistic way to clear it, unfortunately. But what I can do is I can get people into position to start distracting this guy. It sucks that it was Melissa that ended up getting hit first, because unfortunately, she was going to try to stun lock this guy, was my plan. I didn't have that ability last time, and so, like, you go over here. Oh, he's got pretty serious damage mitigation. He's got 4 armor. This guy's going to be tough to take down. Okay. 2 misses right there. Very nice. That may actually give her an opportunity to get out of paralysis on her next turn. It's effect 5 right now, but at the end of the round, we may be able to do something here. You all just get into position. We need this guy to be as surrounded and pounded as possible. And then if you can step forward by 1, oh no, it didn't work. I may have catastrophically misplayed right there. So this is a lay on hand style ability. I was hoping I could save a little bit of mana because it does the same healing, but it costs less because you got to touch somebody with it before it becomes useful. Okay. I am not pleased with how this is going right now. I wish that it were going differently. Yeah, like, crits are not something that we can afford right now. They are landing a lot of hits on us. You move over to here and get the full accuracy bonus. And he's at, like, half health. It's going to take us a little bit more oomph to get him. Okay, he resisted the paralysis, but he did take a big hit right there. With you where you're at, get the extra accuracy. You got 66%. With a 71, we got him stunned. Okay, that works out. And then you rage out. We got to do what we got to do here. You step over to here because you've got the flanking ability that gives... Hey, we got him! Nice, dude. And the momentum restores a bunch of his AP, so that'll be good. Navaria's touch on her. 21 HP, very nice. And then everybody just starts scattering and dealing with skeletons. These skeletons right here are not really a threat, but usually they come accompanied with some kind of other like big mob that you've got to like focus on, otherwise the whole fight's gonna fall apart just through chip damage. And so I'm glad that we got that sorted. Come back down here, and you already put a little bit of love and touch and squeezing on him. So every single enemy turn that we can kind of like dilute right now, I think is going to work out in our best efforts. Move over to here so that you're trapping both of them with your area of control. Big hit right there. Oh my god, the man's an animal. All right, let's go. Who else is hurt right now? Is anybody else like seriously hurt? I guess he's a little bit scuffed up. She's out of mana, though, so that's going to be that. I've taken, like, every single perk that gives her way more mana. And she's gotten to the point now where, like, at the beginning of the game, she could cast, like, 2 spells, and then she was done for the day. But now she can cast, like, 4 or 5. It's working out a little bit better. That flame dagger was one of the best things I ever found, because daggers normally don't hit that hard, and they're balanced out by the fact that your character gets, like, a ton of swings, basically. But in the case of the fire dagger, it adds like 3 damage onto every attack, which makes it just utterly broken compared to every other weapon that I've had on my rogue so far, because that extra +3 adds up in a game where people only have like 20 HP. I don't think there's too much left for her to do, so we'll just pass her turn in order to conserve mana. You get in behind, and if you can land a couple hits and turn them, that'll increase Melissa's chance of hitting. 83, yeah, I'll take. Oh my god, she missed the 83. Okay, we've been XCOM'd. Momentum. You don't really need to help out anywhere else, but you can help out somewhere. Good stuff. Hey, another skeleton down. What more can you ask for? Oof, critical hit right at the end, too, just to mess up my whole vibe, dude. There's a camping spot near here that I can use to heal up, and I haven't really been using my camping supplies lately. I usually just make the long run back to town whenever I need to rest and resupply and, like, R&R a little bit. Okay, well, we got an iron greatsword out of there. I'll take that. A sword of the betrayed, an old-fashioned blade that once belonged to a Varsilian captain betrayed by his own commander, Sir Vanthas. A rusty, non-magical blade that you normally wouldn't wield, but you feel a haunting aura of wrath and something on it. I tried to fight Sir Vanthas. Like, Sir Vanthas is not hard to find. I know exactly where he's at. What was that right there? An iron longsword? Okay, I'll take that. Anything else back in this little nook? I forgot to heal my guys, too. Okay, let's go back to the campsite real quick, and I'll get us all healed up. Before I go to camp, though, I gotta let my fatigue fall off everybody from sprinting over here. Okay, so begin our rest. We will spend 6 supplies, all HP. Oh, it's dangerous to rest here. All right, well, let's rest here anyways. We're under attack. Unfortunately, we did not get the full benefit of coming back to get. I mean, it did say that it was dangerous. It's kind of my own fault. Put a boppers on somebody. Maybe blood rage out right at the beginning, because why not? And we'll just kind of find a direction and push in it. Oh, one of my characters is still asleep. If anybody attacks him or he hears a noise, he'll wake up. I don't know how he doesn't hear the sound of our barbarian sitting in the corner doing the whole John Bernthal routine in Punisher where he's like, whoa, whoa, just like freaking out, but apparently doesn't hear it. You don't have any. I need to get this guy like charge or something else that helps him close a gap without wasting a turn entirely moving. That would be a real good situation to be in. Who's most hurt? You? Alright. You're no longer hurt. Over here. Let's go for a big stunning bonk right there, which gave us the 1-tap, which I'm appreciative of. Got the kill right there. Before you get trapped in by the rest of these mobs with no opportunities for flanks or anything else, I'm going to move him forward a little bit, I think. Enemies landing hits, unfortunately. Man, I wasted my supplies on this. Oh, there's a guy right there. Yeah, that's my bad. Well then, what are you going to do? I don't have any purification abilities or anything that are gonna, like, wake people up out of a dead sleep. I'm just gonna have my mage, like, swing wildly with a dagger and hope for the best. 10 damage right there. Definitely take that. Killed his target, so let's get over here for the flank. Big swing right there. Hell yeah. Man, that ability that converts all your flanks into backstabs, pretty damn incredible if I'm being honest. Go ahead and bandage everybody's wounds after the fight. I have a character with alchemy and healing, so like I might as well. Yeah, throw those out. I don't really care about it. We got like a half a bar of mana back for most of our characters, so hopefully that'll work out. I'll equip the Sword of the Betrayed on him because it gives 2 top end on his damage, which I think is nice. They keep all the numbers nice and svelte in this game. Like, this is not a game where you're going to be hitting for like 89,000 damage, a la like a JRPG. This is a game where after 6 hours of playing the game, I'm pretty sure my damage has gone up by like 3 on most of my characters. And the weird part is you can feel that 3 damage. Because enemies, like I said, they only have like 20 HP, so the difference between a 5 damage hit and an 8 damage hit is actually pretty consequential in this title. I don't know, did I already loot that house? I can't remember if I've been inside this house, but I don't want to fight the skellies if I don't have to. Like, I think this is the house that I got the flaming dagger out of, so I don't think I need to go in there. Let's check some of the other ruins real fast and just see if there's anything laying around. Big Boss Man is, like, up in that corner over there, but I haven't figured out how to deal with him just yet. Like, the first ghost that I killed dropped a horn, the horn that was blown and ignored, basically, and the second one dropped that sword that says it yearns for vengeance against the betrayer, and so I'm guessing you need to have, like, the pieces of the puzzle. Let's put the horn on him. Looks like I can use it, so maybe we'll go up here and see if this is a way to, like, cleanse the valley of its taint. Oh, there's a spike trap right there. I didn't even see it. Neither did my rogue. Thanks a lot, buddy. You were supposed to identify that thing for me. Yeah, I'm talking to you, bro. Alright, here's our guy. Last time I fought him, he like flatly one-shotted my entire party. You feel the horrid stench of rotting flesh as the undead lord speaks in a booming voice. Why is rabble allowed to invade my keep? Begone or face the wrath of Sir Vanthas, lord of the valley. Die, undead. He laughs coldly and raises his weapon. So from here, I kind of feel like the smartest idea would be to sort of like fight him in this hallway over here, but I don't know if that's going to work out. How far does your charge go? Over to there, but I need more AP for it to work. Okay, let's avoid a traffic jam here and just start scooching people as far as they can go before we decide what we're going to do next. Like, I definitely need the Betrayer's Blade, though, to be hitting him. So for you, actually, can you use the horn now? Oh, sick, dude. I think it gave us, like, a ghostly homie. He's bucket naked right now. But then again, once you're dead, dude, I could hang some cheek. Just walk around, flashing the world. 7 damage right there, too. Good stuff. From there, I don't think there's a whole lot he's going to be able to do, so we'll just go ahead and bypass his turn. The good news is this guy is actually getting blocked off by all of his own troops. Oh, my guy has paralysis too? Okay, so this was not a fight you were supposed to attempt without having all the extra supplementary fun stuff, basically. Like, you've got to go beat the ghosts, and then once you beat the ghosts, then you come back with all the stuff that makes you, like, have a much higher chance to take him down. We did get the stun on the big guy, which is actually pretty major for us. So I will take that. Healer, you just kind of hang out in the back lanes, make room so that I can get another warrior up here. And if I can get my Claymore guy in behind him, I think we'll be in pretty good shape. Oof, he landed the paralysis on us. I think we've also blocked off our ghost from helping us here. Unfortunately, I don't really have any fantastic ways to extract myself from this situation. Who needs a heal? Does anybody need a heal? Throw that on him real quick. And then if you got any AP remaining at the end of that, move over to here so that the ghost can work its way through. You move over to there. Missed. Oh, man. Those claymores sting, dude. They sting real, real bad. Oh, boy. Okay, so with everybody in here... Okay, that one's down. You get in behind him. I doubt he's going to focus on anybody except for the person that's paralyzed. So if we can just keep her up... She's got like 5 stacks of paralysis, dude. She's never getting out of paralysis. We should just done deal give up on that now. But he did land a hit right there, which is good. Oh, when he strikes with the Sword of the Betrayed, it gets extra damage against the Betrayer. It just added 10 damage onto that hit. That's what's up. I would like for her to survive this fight. Hey, we paralyzed him back. Ugh, he survived by like 1 HP, dude. So close. Well, I mean, it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander, man. Like, if he's allowed to paralyze me, it's kind of nice to paralyze him back. Okay, so our journal's been updated with Cleansing the Valley, the Dark Steel Mace, a mysterious alloy only known to a few Mercian weaponsmiths, heavier than regular steel but more resilient. It is the base for Mercian Legion plate armor, as well as the forge of the heaviest wep something, and then the Shield of the Protector, which gives 1 armor. It's got 7 bulk, though, dude. So in this game, you have a stat called bulk. The stat called bulk determines how heavy the armor is that you can equip. So in this game, there's not going to be any armor sets that are like, oh, you need to have 11 strength to wield this. Instead, they're going to say like bulk 5. And based on the amount of like infantry training you have and also how strong your character is, you end up with a stat called armor training. I call it bulk anyways. And then like if you have enough bulk, you can equip the things that other characters can't equip. He can actually equip that shield. I'm shocked. I did not expect him to be able to equip that shield, but I'll take that. What does this do right here? So 5 accuracy, 3 crit, no armor piercing. I actually think that the Sword of the Betrayed is better, and I think I'm going to keep that on him and just hope that the Betrayed 10 damage thing that it does every now and again is actually a proc that can trigger on just about anybody. But now that that quest's done, there are no markers in this game, so you're going to have to figure out quests the hard way. So I just cleared... We lifted the curse of the valley. Okay. That's true. It is a lot less smoky and crappy over here now. I think it was one of the Geldren. The Geldren are kind of like, I don't know, like these blind bug people. I think one of the Geldren gave me that quest when I first started out, so let's go see what the reward is, then we'll call it a day. But in the case of Archaland, this is one of the most promising underground RPGs on Steam right now. The developer has 50 hours of content in the game as of the most recent patch, new gear, new things being added to the title. So if you have this one rattling around your inventory, I go for it. I don't really have any complaints about the gameplay. I think the game is fantastic if you're into old school RPGs. But the few things that need to be worked on are that the load screens are way, way, way too long. Loading your game in this game takes forever, and especially in a game where, you know, if you're like me, you fall victim to, like, save scumming. You know what I mean? Like, you hate it when you've got a 99% chance to succeed and you fail and you just can't let that lie. I like to save scum, and so the long load times are kind of a pain in the ass. Right now, there's a graphical bug that makes everybody pink until you walk up a little bit closer to them. That just came in with the newest patch, though it wasn't there before, and I'm sure he'll get it figured out. And then other than that, everything else would just come down to my own personal taste. Like, I found a few of the quests to be kind of fiddly to get them to work properly, but it wasn't that large of a headache. Like, when I got irritated with it, I just went and worked on something else and then came back later and finished it off. But Archaland, dude, really, really solid RPG that I feel like people are sleeping on, like, hard. Where is this person? Is it you? There she is. The cause of the curse was the betrayal of Lord Protector to his subjects. We avenged the spirits of his victims, and now the valley is free of the curse. She bows down. You are truly a benefactor of the Geldren. As first voice, I grant you the title of Amdabi, which means unexpected friend. It's not much to offer, for we have little gold or gems, but a day may come where our friendship will be more valuable than any wealth. What happens to the valley now? It will take us a long time to build our new homes there, but we are eager to start and work hard to build a true home for the Geldren this side of the Ethrin. Farewell, Amdabi. Sick, dude. All right. 350 XP is no joke too, considering we got 150 for that last fight. Like, we need about 3,000, so we got like a solid 8% of a level off that one, I guess, in that window, give or take 3% or so. Like, we got a solid chunk. This is a game where you level up very, very slowly. But my name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so you don't have to. This video was just to let you know that the biggest patch that Archaland has ever received just dropped. And so if you've been waiting for it to have more consequential stuff to do, that time is now. The developer basically said it tripled the amount of stuff to do inside of the game, and it was probably like a 15-20 hour game to begin with in the previous build of the early access. And so, yeah, dude, really, really looking forward. I really hope this developer's successful because I like the RPGs he's made so far. And, like, it makes me wonder what he could do with an actual formalized budget, you know what I mean? I'll see y'all later. Thanks for stopping on in, and that's about all I got for you, folks. Bye.